He was sitting quietly in the recesses of a dimly illuminated corner. The noise was appalling. Men and women were engaged in the usual chaotic dance of love known as social whoring, as the male and female snakes slithered in and out of each other. Civilized social intercourse was being played on the stage of diplomacy. It wasn't that he didn't care, nor even detachment that separated this man from the rest of the revelers. He was an iconoclast whose strength was not in question, able to administer to any and all who might be foolish enough to come within his grasp, yet gentle like the snowflake that swirls but won't settle. This stranger knew his earthly powers, this incessant human need to prove pretenses. Like a junkie in need of a fix, he wasn't strung out. Flashing lights and garbled seances only enhanced the ownership of the 2 chairs and table occupied by its present transient resident. No one was questioning. No one had enough guts to look into their personal mirrors to care. His scarred hands attested to the fact that the disco scene was not devoid of its struggles. These were gin mill scars. They were bought by the body that owned them. Mutilated tissue reveled in knowing its purpose, attached to a man who had nothing left to lose. Caressing the now empty glass that floated down the cabaret table, touching the oak veneer as if it had wings and at any moment was ready to fly. Slowly, this enigma raised himself. Aphrodite, born from the thigh of Zeus, always aware, and I could be lost to the claw of the puma in milliseconds. Although the nightclub was filled to its proverbial brim, he moved without touching. Long years of battles had shown him at a glance. To touch was not to feel. Bartenders ran like hens before their mating. It was of no concern for the stranger. He could wait, confident that whatever was to transpire could happen at its own pace. Without him, he wouldn't be missing anything. This intrigued those who felt his presence. They were suddenly satellites to his planet. Foolish young girls, their breasts bouncing, bottoms swaying like Mediterranean couches waiting for an answer to a question not important enough to be known. Lost on the wrong side of a carnival funhouse mirror of their own making. These sleepwalkers making their way through life, awakening just in time for their own funerals. Pushers and used car salesmen could spot this melancholy man. A situation of choice rather than situation. Without a word uttered, service was an uneasy look away. Not needing to speak, the overworked and certainly underpaid glucose peddler caught eyes that could open the belly of a trout, if they could be sharpened. Mesmerized by the image, the barkeep sat transfixed before the shooting. The drink was made without anyone hearing. Silently, he glided back to his previous seat at the burial. Closing time had come and gone. The stranger rose to leave. Those stumbling souls left over like sandlot ball players who hadn't been picked. Eyes eyed him suspiciously. They were up against something that had previously been lived, an antique before his time was up, an extinction in a macabre evolution, the final arrangement. A worm-eyed woman of hope presented herself, Snow White in a glass-lined coffin. Picking up his cloth-wrapped bundle, the disengaged man smiled with lines of anticipation. He had no reason to speak.